I thought that Dark Souls 3 was a little more difficult to interpret as far as story goes than Dark Souls 1. I could follow Dark Souls 1's a little bit better, but Dark Souls 3 was a little more difficult. It wasn't cut and dry. I say cut and dry, but to me, Dark Souls 1 was pretty cut and dry. So when people were like, I don't understand what's going on, I'm like, what? Like, it wasn't too difficult.
The main thrust of the story of Dark Souls 3 is fairly simple. It's rekindling the fire.
Right.
Everybody's saying rekindle, but there's a lot of depth behind it, like especially with the Firekeeper, because there's multiple paths you can do, whether or not to rekeep it or take it for yourself, empower yourself. There's like a whole... The hardest ending is like going through the quest with Henri.
Henri, yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm working on right
That's
now.
what I was working on. Failed the second time.
That's something I want to talk about too. But yeah, so that's the hardest one. You complete that whole quest line, and then also some other stuff, and then like the ending is vastly different. Have you looked it up?
I haven't seen it. No, I'm kind of saving myself.
Cool.
For
Yeah,
it.
you guys, if you can experience it organically, I think you should, because it's like a pretty cool payoff.
Yeah.
But
so the way to get Henri to marry you is you got to keep that one turtle shell Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle chick alive, the one that gives you what I'm talking about. You have to keep her alive. Well, I didn't realize that you have to go to her every 2 deaths or so. You have to go on her, like go there all the time.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Yeah, to build up the Dark Sigil, to get 5 of them, you just got to do it constantly. This is a good one. Well, I didn't die enough times. By the time that point reached,
you progressed the story too far.
Way too far.
Right after you beat a certain boss.
Yeah.
Well,
bosses are like the checkpoint that moves the story forward.
Well, I didn't die enough times, man. That's
didn't die.
Well, come on. I mean, it's not.
I certainly did.
Filthy casual.
I guess I just didn't. I just blew through it all, and I was like, man. But I kept checking in with her, and she didn't do anything.
But
like,
you also have to find Henri along the way,
right? And I did that,
I hadn't done some of this part, so she wasn't showing up where she should have been. So I didn't even know that I wasn't progressing that story.
Right. Oh, and so if you guys don't know, if you're a male character, Henri's going to be female, and if you're a female character, Henri's going to be male, and that's general knowledge up to this point. Maybe
there was
I don't
some
know.
confusion.
Yeah,
because I remember with you in your game, and you're like, "Hey, Henri's over here, that chick."
Yeah.
Or
I was like, "That dude's over here," and you're like, "That's a chick," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? It definitely sounds like a dude," and you're like, "Sounds like."
I'm pretty sure it's a chick.
We were both like, do we know what a male voice sounds like, or a female voice? What's going on here?
So that's an interesting concept for the game, but why? Like, it's not you're not getting her pregnant or anything, so
you are getting to marry them.
Yeah,
so you're allowed to marry the same sex, though.
Huh?
You're allowed to marry a dude if you're a dude, and vice versa. So why would that matter?
Well, not back then.
When? When the first kindling?
Well, I haven't seen the wedding, but I heard it was pretty messed up.
I have.
You sort of spoiled it, but it's okay.
Well,
but
he said there was
someone
full
said spoiler alert at the very beginning.
Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah. That's all right. But it's okay. I know that it profoundly affects the ending. It's one of the harder endings to get, so I'd like to. I screwed it up already on my second playthrough, so I got to wait till the third one.
So yeah, that's another thing. The NPC side quest, that is the more difficult parts of the game. Is just figuring out when those checkpoints need to be fulfilled.
And getting those damn rings and fires or the all the spells and collecting all that crap. Is this still like you have to do certain
It's just like
things?
Dark Souls 2 as far as getting all the spells.
Okay.
Pyromancies.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of things, including beating the game.
Did you guys find that
times.
blind chick lady that sold you miracles?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a side quest with her. Apparently, if you buy enough of her dark spells, like the evil spells, then her story progresses. She leaves, and that guy that was sitting out of her cell, you have to go fight him, and like they have a side quest. So, and all that stuff can be completely missed, but it's very interesting.
That's good.
I don't have the patience to play through it that many times. trial and error. So I look at that stuff.
I'm going for all the trophies. So.
I looked at them. I was like, nope, I don't.
I can't. I have never achieved the whole the trophies that require you to collect every ring, every spell, and every pyromancy.
And they're in every single one.
All those I ignore.
For the Dark Souls 3, the every ring thing is new to the series. Getting every ring. There's like 107 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow! Yeah, I just can't see myself doing that. I'm on.
That's gonna be the last one.
I don't want to mention it, but I mean, I will anyways. I'm on The Witcher 3 right now, and the expansion for that just came out. And I'm on Skellige Island, going through all the question marks on Skellige Island, and that thing's I just sit down for an hour at a day. I'm just like, okay, just take an hour a day and just go through this thing and see what I can do. And I knock out 5 or 6 of them, and then I turn it off, and that's it. But anyways, back to the Souls. So the overall game I really liked. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a little weaker than Dark Souls 1, personally, I think.
That's like a fan favorite Dark Souls one.
Yeah. And it wasn't better than Bloodborne, in my opinion. I liked it. It was a lot better than Dark Souls 2. I thought Dark Souls 2, you moved a lot slower. And what I did like about Dark Souls 2 is the variable movement. Like, you could tiptoe in Dark Souls 2, and then it was really analog. Here, you just walk slow or run and sprint. Whereas Dark Souls 2, you could do a lot more. What'd you guys think?
I've liked it. I've just gotten more into each game successively. I don't even remember Dark Souls 2. I think I do, but everything I think I remember is part of Dark Souls 1. So I don't remember Dark Souls 2 anymore. But I really enjoyed Bloodborne. It was one of the first ones I beat. Each one I get progressively farther.
Yeah. So
like Demon Souls, I don't think I beat. I never got out of the first area. I got to the hub, and I tried to go to a couple levels. It's like, nope, I'm done. Dark Souls 1, I think I got really far. I don't remember if I beat it or not. Dark Souls 2, I don't think I beat it. I don't remember it at all. Bloodborne I beat. This one I beat.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 just seemed like it was a little offshoot. It wasn't different director, of course, and just it didn't feel like...
Yeah, he was working on Bloodborne.
It was more of, it felt more of, catering to, towards PvP more on that. And
I did a lot of PvP in that. I really liked the PvP.
The PvP was good, but, so there isn't too much story. You talk to people enough and they go back to town, and that's about it.
So I think that's one problem with Dark Souls 3. The hub characters, they don't say anything the whole game. They hardly ever change.
Right.
There's like 1 or 2 bosses that'll progress their little dialogues, but they don't say very much.
Yeah. And Demon Souls, that hub was huge. Like that whole entire area. Well, I guess in Dark Souls 3 that hub is huge too. If you include the outside and stuff. Mm-hmm. But once you go outside and explore that area, you're done.
You don't need to do it anymore. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, what about you? Your series overlook here.
Oh man, I really like the movements in Dark Souls. The controls in Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Bloodborne, but in Bloodborne you have like way more stamina. So
right.
Just run around. Dark Souls 1 had the best story. Dark Souls 2, best PvP. Demon Souls was a good...
That was just like, here's the deep end. Like the ultra deep end full of sharks. Here you go.
Yeah, and that was the first game, which was awesome.
Yeah. So, like, Demon Souls also had that like world PvP thing, like the dark and light thing. I didn't get into that, but it was an interesting concept.
Yeah, I liked that too, because certain parts of the world would open up.
I wish they would bring more of that along, but optional maybe. Or like, I don't know.
One of the first things I got in Demon Souls was right at 1-1, the castle, the intro castle. You beat the phalanx, and then you exit, come back in, and then there's a door that opens up because you're in White Tenancy, and you run all the way. You run and beat the butcher, Melinda, whatever her name is. She's got the axe, and she's hiding behind him. But anyway, she's got the best light armor to me.
Yeah,
and
she's
I always
got
grab that.
The burlap sack thing going on. Kind of reminds you of Pyramid Head,
right?
In a way.
Yeah. But she's got light armor, and that's what I go for, and that's what I keep. So that was my first everything. I remember playing Demon Souls when you lived with me. You and Chris lived with me, and I was with you, man. I was on the same plane. I'm like, my God, what the hell am I doing? Where am I going with this? And this actually, we had a question on. Let me get to that because this is pretty important.
One of our first real comments ever.
Our first. Do you think? Okay, here's a comment. Taylor Wilson.
Taylor Wilson.
Do you think a game like Dark Souls can survive as a series that is known for being hard in a day and age with games becoming easier, watered down for casuals? Well, so when Demon Souls came out, that was the age of like casual gameplay. There was a lot of casual games.
That was like Wii heyday.
Yeah, it was like everything is spoon fed. Here you go, just you know.
I think Angry Birds came out around
right,
that time.
And exactly. And so when I got thrown into that deep end of Demon Souls, I was just like, I don't think I can handle this. You know, I don't get it. And I put it down. And did you just step on a frog?
Yeah. It was the chair.
Oh, was it? I think I beat the phalanx, and then I got to the knight. And that's where I was like, what the hell is this, man? I give up. And then I think... you and Chris were playing it, and I was like, "Oh, you guys got Demon Souls?"
Well, no, you told us like, "Hey, you guys should check out this game."
Did
and
I?
then like,
I thought I was just
a month later, we got it.
Oh, right, okay.
And then the three of us just wrecked face in it.
Yeah, that was because I had put it down, and then you guys got it, and then you guys like, "Yeah, you want to play Demon Souls?" And I'm like, "Oh, what? I haven't played that. I haven't touched that thing, man. It was too hard." And then so we started playing it, and then we created 3 female characters, all witches, and we just
got that blue blood sword and went to town.
Oh man, that was I love the blue blood sword. That was one of the best swords I've ever.
PvP trolling, all that stuff.
Oh, that was amazing.
I think with Demon Souls particularly, I think that was a selling point for the game because at that time, like we said, everything was easy and like tutorials and like everything. This game does not have a tutorial. You can totally miss the tutorial if you want. But so I think that was a selling point for people our age who had grown up playing regular Nintendo or
Mega Man.
maybe earlier stuff. But yeah, where difficulty in arcade difficulty was how they made money. If the game was hard, you made more money. Mm-hmm. So I think having that come out, that like IGN, they were pushing that. Like, this game is hard, it's old school, and I was excited by that, and I bought it for that, but I was like, I'm not ready for this. I thought I was ready.
I forgot all about this stuff. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had 20 hours to spend on one game.
Yeah.
But
over and over and over.
Yeah, in a day.
Yeah.
But so that I think it can, and it obviously Dark Souls, each one is sold, I think, progressively better.
Yeah. It was a really
this one
big
is selling
cult.
really well.
Yeah.
So I think it obviously can, and I think it is a needed subculture of the gaming industry.
I think that Demon Souls is still by far the hardest of every one of them that's come out so far.
And the controls get more fluid with the newer releases. You go back to Demon Souls, and it's pretty clunky.
Right. I mean, you get used to it pretty quick, but you forget that, I mean, like, rolling in Demon Souls is actually, like, if you're light rolling, you jump way the hell out there, you know? Like, you forget about that.
So,
And
I might be wrong about this, but I think in Japan, some of the button layouts is switched on the PlayStation controller. Because Epic Name Bro, he's a Dark Souls, like, veteran. He YouTube tons of videos. And, like, the rolling and the attack, or one of the 2 buttons, including rolling, is swapped. So maybe it makes more sense over there. Like, now we've adapted to it, so it's fine. But, like, maybe it made more sense originally for them over there. And he has to switch his control scheme back and forth when he plays American versions.
Yeah. The controls are a little bit hinky in Demon Souls. I remember in 5.1 especially, when you're crawling on those rafters, you forget how little space.
In these games
the poison
terrible.
area.
It's gotten better, but they've always been terrible.
Yeah.
If you have to jump to a ledge, there's no like definite way to do it. Sometimes you're just like.
Sometimes you slip right off,
but
man.
there's something exciting about the clunky controls and platforming. Because you're like, I just got to time this jump right.
Yeah.
But like that, to me, that has the edge of lazy programming. Like, Mario has precise. The original Mario has
it's pixel.
precise controlling. You can jump exactly where you want, how high you want. You can hit these little individual like pixel ledges and do all this stuff, and they program that on their own, like on purpose.
Right.
The Souls games to me sometimes feel like the difficulty is bad programming. It's not, but it feels that way.
It's like Apple Maps or Mac. The map program that came out, I think, for the iPhone, and it was like the road was kind of like slightly off a little bit, you know.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't quite on the road, so that's, you know, so where you could step was a little bit off of where you actually see you could step. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Yeah, that was actually added on to the difficulty was, you know, if I get too close, am I just gonna slip right off? You know, and maybe they did that intentionally, maybe
Jumping
not. Maybe
used to be. It was a little easier in this game, but like it is hard in the Souls game because it's not a jump button. It's like the sprint and then the sprint button again, and now there's a separate one. But so
they added something like you're running, you jump, and you let go of the jump button.
You let go of the forward. You let go of the forward. You don't tilt forward, and you just land without a roll. Yeah, which is nice, but it's also a little bit hard to get used to because you're not used to letting go of forward during mid jump.
Just let go.
You know, you just might as well drop your controller. I don't know at that point. So I don't know. That was I really enjoyed how Bloodborne worked. All the controls in Bloodborne. At first, I was like, man, how am I going to get around without a shield? You know, and then of course, no need for one in Bloodborne. It's just fantastic. And when you get one, you're like, this thing's a piece of shit.
There's like only a couple shields in that game.
Yeah, and it sucks. So
gets like this magic shield, but you don't use
it's still terrible. Yeah, I hate those.
Did
shields.
either of you guys use like pyromancies or anything like that in this Dark Souls 3 here?
Yeah, not in Dark Souls 3, but I have in the past. Yeah,
Karthus.
Yep, that's the only one I use. It's the fire enchant for your weapon.
Oh, okay.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. I haven't delved into the. You know, I've never liked the pyromancers or magic. I've always been into melee.
Oh, me too.
Full on.
But this one just adds fire
weapons,
and there's a couple enemies, right? Like just like the tentacle guys.
Yeah.
Fire they go crazy. They stop attacking
those guys. Well, you were playing with me, and I was using the fire fists on those guys in the swamp.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
The guys that carry the big sharp stumps, those guys go crazy on fire completely. You could use a torch on them and just hit them with a torch.
Well, and there's also those enemies that cover you in maggots, and you have to pull out the torch really and it all goes away, but that's not said anywhere.
Yeah. I think it is, actually. I think that...
someone always leaves a sign.
No, it's actually in a one of the loading screens. I remember seeing, I think, a tip or something like that. Like, if you're covered in maggots, whip out your sword or whip out your
I never got that.
torch.
Are there comments on the actual live stream page, or is it just the
No,
Facebook?
that's just that's just the live stream.
When you guys play the game, do you read all the descriptions on every single item? Like that?
Sometimes, yeah.
For this game, I've been doing that.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
I think so, but
the past ones I just kind of, oh, that looks cool. I'll read the description on this one, but not any of this other stuff.
Yeah, I don't delve into it too much personally because I go back. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people playing through it, so then I let them read it and then tell me what that means also at the same time. So
a lot of the set items are the same. So if I have
there's a lot of repeated stuff.
Yeah, you can just scroll through.
But they've also a couple of them they've added little lines like just to deepen it. But,
yeah. They didn't get, to the in Dark Souls 1 the story was told through the items, or expanded upon through the items along with Demon Souls. The items is what if you stitch it all together into a book.
That's where you get all
this
the lore
one
from.
Uses a lot of Dark Souls 1.
Right.
Like it uses a lot of the areas. If they go to Anor Londo again.
Yeah, that was a cool surprise.
Yeah,
it was a nice surprise,
and it feels like it's out of time at some points. Like, it's interesting.
Sad to see the giant blacksmith dead.
Oh, yeah.
Or just not there.
The guy,
sad to... Huh?
The guy in the Firelink Shrine kind of looks like a relative of him.
Well,
he's
he's the same guy. From
he's the guy that you meet
He's
in
human.
the first one. Yeah, he's
he is a same character.
before,
but he's not the giant smith. He's the
right.
same. He's the same character from.
I'm talking about the giant blacksmith. That, you know, tink, 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 that guy. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
The guy comments on it when you bring him his coal or whatever. He says, "Oh, I miss that guy." Or something.
Yeah, miss him. I'm sure
And
you
then
do.
he
buddy.
probably laughs awkwardly because every character laughs awkwardly
Yeah.
for about 45 seconds.
Yeah, they're. I don't know why they laugh so much. Maybe they're
It's
trying to stay
nothing
positive.
funny in that game at all.
Yeah, they're not making any jokes or anything. Maybe they just feel awkward talking to you.
And in Bloodborne, there's a lot of like maniacal laughter in that.
Yeah, which I liked,
Knock
which was
on the
actually
windows.
appropriate. Yeah, like they're going crazy in there. Who knows what's going on? They're eating their own flesh. Who knows?
Did you guys get anywhere with like the Onion Knight quest?
Got his beer stump.
Yeah. So the first time you see him in the tower, you got to do the elevator
Right.
trick, and then you fight the fire demon with him. And then his story continues, but I never got past that part.
So let me go to that fire demon thing. Is there a way? Because he's like, no, wait, I was not ready yet.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there a way to make sure he's ready for it, or do
I don't
you
think
just
so.
go
I don't know.
for it? That's because you can't leave that area.
Right, yeah.
If you drop down, that's it.
Right.
You know.
And I just watched a YouTube video where someone dropped on the roof, the next roof, but didn't go engage, and started shooting the demon with arrows, and the same thing happened. The guy
Right.
just runs
Yeah.
off.
If you
and fights
engage the fire demon,
him. Yeah.
he
It's
will.
like, too
yeah.
soon, or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Was not ready yet. Oh well, God, you know what? Do you need to sleep or something?
But I think
Well, he
that's
does
a
need
part
to
of the
sleep.
story.
I don't know.
But
So
the next step is he loses his armor,
right.
and you have to find him in like a
In
well.
He's in a well.
I
yeah.
never got
In
him
the
in a well
church.
somehow.
In the church.
I've been
I
to
did the
the-
well part, and then he was in like a jail cell.
Well,
after
hold
that.
on. First, you don't go to the well. He's not in the well yet. First, you meet him somewhere else. You meet him in a couple other areas in that village, I think. Then you go through the church area, and then you go to this one. It's before the boss. If you're facing the boss door, it's to the left behind. Kind of, you go up this elevator, and you see him. Well, it's not actually him. It's Pete Patches.
Oh, yeah.
Patches, yeah.
And
Yeah, he
he's
has his
in the armor.
Yeah.
And in the second playthrough, I knew it was him. I was like, you mother... You know, he talks to me, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. And I just killed him right then and there, because I don't need him.
I killed
didn't-
Patches in my first playthrough too.
I never
I-
saw Patches, and you
That
can get him
guy.
back in your Firelink area. He's a vendor. But
Yeah, he's a vendor, but he doesn't sell you anything great.
I killed him in the Firelink shop.
Oh, no, I killed him. I killed him right
He
then
never
and
got
there
there for me,
while
so.
he had everything. And so after you meet with Patches, at that point, that's when he appears in the well. So if he's there, and if it's
So you get his armor when you kill him?
right, you get his armor and his weapon, I think, or something like that. But what happens is, so you know where the two giants are. One of them's wallowing. Both of them are actually wallowing in their own shit, and essentially.
Oh, in that place, yeah.
Right,
Deacons
yeah.
of the Deep.
Yeah,
It
the
was-
Deacons of the
I
Deep.
was
yeah.
thinking of the arrow giants, but
No,
different
yeah,
giants,
those giants. And if you could actually, not the giant that like kills you with
The first one.
Yeah, and not the first one, but the second one, you could lure into an area, raise a gate.
I did that.
and just keep him in a cage locked up there. You don't have to
I
kill
was
him.
wondering what the hell those gates were for. Man.
Yeah.
I know one of them's a path you cross over.
Right. And so I don't know if there's a story to that or not. I didn't explore that any further, but that's essentially where Patches is. Anyway, so if you start crossing that one of the bridges, Patches lowers you down into
Oh.
to fight the other giant. And if you killed him beforehand, he's like, "What? What happened to the giant?" You know, and you're like, "Yeah, I'll be back up for you, buddy." But I thought that, there's a switch to raise one of the gates. Well, it's not the same gate that Patches lowers you down on. There's a different way to get up to the other side where you discover the finger lady. What's her name? Like Felicia or no? It's
Rosaria.
Rosaria. Is
Oh,
it?
yeah, I found that good.
Yeah.